Okay, it should work. Hello, hello, hello. Let's see if anyone knows that I'm here. Hmm. Hello, hello. Welcome to Girls Night In, and I'm here by myself. That's right. Um, I'm here by myself. This is what is considered to be an echo chamber. I can go, hello, 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 hello. Oh, there's Angie. Hi, Angie. Oh, I'm glad I sound great. I miss you. I know you would rather not be doing what you're doing, but this is what happens when you get involved with other people. Sometimes you have social obligations. I am so sorry. I sound so heartless right now because I'm partially like nervous. It's been a long time since I've done a show by myself. Can't stay snuck out of the car. Oh, I'm glad you did. I did the intro. I hope you saw it. I actually listened. Mm-hmm. See, she can be taught. Shadow Kitty, happy birthday! You're the reason why I'm here. Okay, Angie is at a funeral or death ritual thing. I don't know what you want to call it. Nadine at her mom's, and Amber is working. So you have your fate all to yourself. Yep, yep, this is true. I, I'm here for you. I'm here for you. 'Cause that's what we do. Had a bit of a moment though because it was just like, oh, it's been 100 years since I've done a show by myself. Like I used to do things like this, but I don't know. Maybe I'll do it again. I don't know. So, how do clams celebrate their birthday? I think I screwed that joke up. They have a shell abrasion. Okay. Keep rocking the black dress. We'll talk to you soon, I hope. So, Mr. Shadow Kitty, how are you feeling? How are you feeling? Do you have any gigs coming up? Are you playing? Hello, Purple. How you do? How you do? I'm here by myself, you know. Nobody could come. nobody, nobody is here. Just me. Do you feel sorry for me yet? Huh? Well, if you see the link, you know what to do. Life is good, no gigs at the moment, and that is just fine with me, actually. Well, I don't expect you to work on your birthday. I mean, come on. Nobody wants to work on their birthday. Even those of us who don't celebrate such things. Life is good. I just did this weird refresh thing. I don't know. So, um, you know about the writing month of November where people try to write a book in a month, right? Like they recommend somewhere between uh, on average they recommend 1,500 pages a day, which is when you think about it, not so many pages. It's, oh, did I say pages a day? I meant words. 1,500 between that and like 2,000 words a day equals. I, I've never been a page counter when it comes to books, but you get lots of kisses when you do a birthday gig. Oh, that's sweet. I had to give up the porch cat. I put her in a shelter, and I've been trying to get her adopted. My Lily girl. Um, Found out she had FIV, so her being outside was a very bad idea. Not just because, like, if she got into a fight, she could spread it, because it's like more from biting another cat, because there has to be like a blood transfer thing going on. But I'm sure that whoever released her into the world either knew she had it or didn't care if she caught it, you know? But she's at the shelter. She's really bored. I love her so much. Yes, Dumpling. My darling Dumpling. She's so sweet. She's so, so sweet. You would love her. Hey, I don't see a link. Oh! Uh, Let me try it again. It would be nice to have someone to actually hear while I'm here. Dumpling. We can talk about cats, because, cats. Right now, uh, let's see. Copy message. No, that's the wrong one. I will find you. Ta-da. Here you go, purple. There you go. Does that work? Hope so. 'Cause I don't know what I'm doing. No, I don't. I don't know my ass from my elbow most of the time. I've been trying to push the whole dumpling thing, even though to me she will always be Tiger Lily. The 28th, 28th, I can barely read, will be the 16th anniversary of when I brought little baby Shadow home with me. Oh, You've had that little guy that long? It's in Twitter. I don't know how to put it in the YouTube chat, and I don't know how to put it in the private chat. I don't know what I'm doing. People release me into the world and they go, fly. And I go, okay. See, I know that Shadow Kitty also thinks that, what do you call it? Cats are everything. Here we go. How's that?
Okay, yeah, I just didn't know I needed to look at Twitter.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know how else to share things
Nope, that's good.
without it,
Well,
unless you were on my Skype.
yeah.
Speaking of, like, Shadow Kitty, I'm pretty much moving to Blue Sky. Well, I did like a year ago, but I'm kind of like in between worlds because I still have an open Twitter account. Long story short, hi. Uh, but yeah, I went to see Lily or Dumpling at the shelter this week, and I kept it together. I didn't cry like a baby this time, but she did put her little face, her little cheek in my hand. I love her.
Yeah.
I wish she were mine.
I'm sure she's confused and wondering why she's in there.
Yeah.
But you got her to a safe place,
Yes.
especially with winter coming in.
Well, that's the thing. Cats around here can lose their ears, and she doesn't have much of a winter coat. Oh, get this, Shadow Kitty. I know. Well, you're a vegan, right? Well, I'm assuming Shadow Kitty is vegan. Zip stole a steak. They went shopping because, like, the brother-in-law eats meat, and he bought a steak, and it was a big one, and apparently it was thick, and I don't know what that means in, like, reality, because I really don't buy such things.
I know they
And
make a big deal about restaurants that serve an inch thick steak.
yeah, well, apparently Zip ate a good portion of it, and by the time they were done going to the bathroom and going through the house and remembered that they had groceries to put away, Zip had eaten most of it and was on the couch in a steak coma with his paws in the air, very smug.
Kitty with a meat coma.
So exactly, he didn't get to finish because they took it away and then they chopped it up and said, "Okay, this is cat food now."
Okay, Mr. Shadow Kitty says, no fish, dairy, and eggs.
No fish, dairy, and eggs.
No,
Oh,
I think he means he eats
not
fish,
vegan
dairy, and
because
eggs,
he
but yeah.
eats fish, dairy, and eggs.
Yeah, but I guess no red
Okay,
meat or poultry.
so um, Shadow Kitty, there is. Oh, you eat meat, don't you, Purple?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I was watching this channel that I know my sister gets inspiration from, and they did a cheese sauce, but they made it from chickpeas for macaroni and cheese, but it's made of chickpeas and nutritional yeast, has smoked paprika in it, some garlic, a teaspoon of sauerkraut juice,
Hmm.
and they put it into a blender and they made it into a cheese sauce, and it looked really good. Of course, they put it on like this tofurkey like thing, trying to redo an Arby's, and there's no way that tasted like roast beef. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and besides that, roast beef sandwiches are disgusting anyway. I don't know why
Oh, well,
people eat them.
I actually like the Arby's roast beef.
Really? It's not
Mhm.
like bland and dry or anything. The last time I had roast beef, I was like a teenager, and I was definitely not a meat eater then. And I just thought it was so unappealing.
Well, it is something that, if it gets overcooked, it gets dry very quickly. But as long as it's not cooked too long, it's good.
Oh, okay. Mm.
It also
Well,
depends, if they put any seasonings on it before they cook it, so the seasonings get a chance to, like seep into the meat.
well, if you want to make tofu taste good, put it in the freezer. Freeze it, then thaw it, then push the water out of it, then marinate it, then slice it up. The When it freezes, it creates all these little pockets, where the water
Hmm.
expanded, and then whatever you're marinating it in gets into the tofu better, and it tastes a whole lot better. And
That makes sense.
Rainbow Plant Life is a blog and a YouTube thing, and they have a really good tofu scramble recipe because I can't eat eggs
Hmm.
because I turn into a dragon.
Well,
You know?
is that like a allergic reaction that your face swells up, or
No, I breathe sulfur for days.
ah,
So when there's a recipe for vegan stuff and they're like use some black salt, some Himalayan black salt. I can't do that because I turn into a dragon.
mm.
You can't live without pizza. You can still have pizza.
Well, I think he means that if you're vegan and you don't eat cheese, what do you put on the pizza?
You can make vegan cheese. It's really easy. And it's very, very delicious. It really is. It's really good. In fact, I prefer vegan cheese.
Mm.
I'm lactose intolerant though. So I'm like anyone with lactose intolerance. Sometimes I spin that roulette wheel and wonder if I'm going to be on the bathroom all night.
Hmm.
hmm And I've been watching a YouTube channel, and I swear the guy on it is like some guy I almost dated. He was my pen pal. Um, I was very young, and I had a pen pal, and his dad was a French chef in New York City, and I didn't realize that because we were just writing back and forth. And I went to their house, or they came down to the shore. Anyway, I went over, and his father had cooked, and it was all French food, and that's when I realized I was lactose intolerant because I thought I was going to explode in diarrhea. It was mortifying, and I never wrote
Yeah,
to the poor guy again.
yeah. They French cook everything in butter or cream.
It was like instant knives to the belly.
Hmm.
So vegetarian pizza sucks. Vegan pizza, the toppings keep falling off. Oh, okay. I'll keep that in mind. But if I find a good recipe, I'll let you know. How's that, Mr. Shadow Kitty?
I eat what I'm certain is an unhealthy amount of cheese on a regular basis.
Do you? What's your favorite kind of cheese?
Mostly sharp cheddar.
I love sharp cheddar. I like blue cheese, and recently I had brie, and that brie was good. I hadn't had brie in like 3 decades. It was so good. But I had to roll the roulette wheel and hope it didn't hit me the wrong way.
Yeah, for some
And
reason I have trouble digesting milk, but cheese doesn't bother me.
I hear hard cheese is easier to digest, and
Yeah,
I can have goat cheese without it affecting me at all
mhm,
because lactose intolerant people can have goat milk and
yeah.
goat cheese.
Well, my brother isn't lactose intolerant. It's the I think it's the casein that he
hmm
reacts to. Yeah, so he can have goat or sheep cheese, but he can't have cheese from cow's milk.
Huh. That sounds like lactose intolerance, though.
Yeah,
If I
but
put if I put a little milk or cream in my coffee, I'm fine. If I have a grilled cheese sandwich, uh, I'm coming close. If I have a grilled cheese sandwich and a half, and it was cooked in butter, welcome to the bathroom. Yeah,
yeah, I'll have that problem if I eat ice cream, but cheese is fine.
I can't have ice cream. I can't have sugar.
Uh,
There's so many things I can't have. I used to be able to eat anything. Now it's like, oh, I can't touch that. I love it though. Uh,
yeah,
but
there's a
my
lot of things I know I shouldn't have, but I know the consequences and I'll deal with them.
oh, like what?
Well, like ice cream, you know,
Uh, I get it.
I do avoid spicy foods because they trigger the acid reflux, and
Mm.
that's a horrible thing.
Well, ever since I was treated for the black mold, um, it was on those awful medications and all
Hmm.
those IVs.
Yeah,
Um, I have to be careful when I
so
eat
it's
even
it's left you
more.
sensitive to more things.
Yeah, yeah. Because now I have GERD. So if I bend over to tie my shoes, I might lose my stomach.
Oh,
Yeah, it's fun. I'm having a good time.
yeah, I don't like lace-up shoes anyway.
Ha 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 ha. The Crocs would come in handy. Then you could just hose them off. So, Mr. Shadowkitty, when you've been doing your gigs and you're playing and you meet your fans, I don't know if you get to meet your fans or people who listen to the thing, like get to socialize with the audience at all. But since you play in a lot of bars, sometimes have you ever been like thrown up on during your gig, or is like is your reaction, Faye? My clientele is so much better than that.
That reminds me of an event when I was in middle school
Mm,
that I in gym class I told the coach that my stomach was feeling upset,
uh-huh,
and he thought I was faking it just to get out of class.
uh-huh.
So he told me to shut up and run a lap. So I ran a lap and I came up and I threw up on him.
Excellent.
Then he let me go to the nurse's office.
I call that talented.
That is my best memory of that teacher.
uh,
Just yeah, could not stand him.
uh,
Well, he tried to do the drill sergeant persona, and that he's going to toughen us all up and make men out of us. Boy, did he miss.
that makes me think of Mulan.
Yeah, I do love that song in Mulan.
I do too.
And
I'm, I'm not a huge Donny Osmond fan, but he sang the shit out of that song.
well, and
Yeah.
and Mulan is one of my favorite movies just for the last part at the end of seeing three Chinese soldiers dressed in drag singing "We Are Men."
Yes, I love that.
Yeah, And Mr. Shadow Kitty says no, but people have jumped up on stage only to pass out and get carried away by their friends.
That's awkward. It's like, I don't know. It's like, what do they think they're gonna do up there? Dance, sing, become one with the music?
Yeah, well, if they can appear on stage with a band, they probably think that they'll become YouTube celebrities. It'll go viral.
Oh, yeah. I keep forgetting that people want to make asses of themselves in public for reasons that they want to like make an ass out of themselves globally.
Yeah. People just, it used to be the 15 minutes of fame, and now people have settled for getting the 2 minutes of fame on TikTok.
Yeah. Yeah. Except for most of the people I follow on TikTok are cat people.
Yeah.
I
I
I'm obsessed.
I honestly do not trust anyone who doesn't have a cat or a dog. I'm a little suspicious if I go to anyone's house and they don't have a pet. It just seems weird to me.
Well, some people have really bad allergies,
Yeah. Yeah,
and
I
if
mean,
that's the case,
there
I
are
forgive them.
cases like that, yeah.
Yeah, like, but people who don't like animals,
Yeah.
I'm with you. I'm with you 100% on that. Like, if someone uh, just genuinely does not like animals,
Mhm.
and I've met some of those people, and you should be wary of them. They're
Yep.
weird.
And I do judge people by how they treat their pets. I
Well,
just
yeah.
yep. So if I go in and, like, if they have a cat, but it seems like they don't, do anything with them except for put food down, that's just wrong.
Mm.
They've gotta have, like, some toys and a cat tree there just, to show that they're actually interested in the cat having a good life.
Um, if I wasn't home and you broke into my apartment and you looked at my furniture, you would see it's all second or third hand and scratched to hell.
Yep, same with mine.
Not liking animal common trait of narcissist. I didn't know that.
No, I didn't know
It
that
does
either.
make sense
Yeah,
though. They don't want to compete with something cuter than them.
yep,
Because nothing's better than an animal. When I went to the shelter, I visited every cat there. There
mhm,
was the cutest girl. Okay, so she had to have been about 5 weeks old. Black and white tuxedo type, but mostly white with a cow print on the back and a little black beard. But get this, best feature. Best feature. It looked like someone took a tiny little Sharpie and drew the perfect little handlebar mustache right above tiniest little handlebar mustache. Didn't go the full length of the cat mouth, just tiny bit. Like right under
mm,
the nose, the handlebar mustache on the little white face, so cute. And her name was Hope. Oh my goodness, that face! That face! And I'm sitting there going, you can do it, Lily. Out cute her.
mhm.
Because how do you compete with a little girl cat with a cute little beard and mustache? Really?
I like tuxedo kitties.
I do too.
Sammy's son claims he got that way because his daddy's a penguin.
Oh.
Yeah, Sammy's son has his own backstory. His daddy's one of the penguins guarding the ice wall against the flat earthers.
Oh, I like that. I like that. Oh,
And Ethan is curled up in my lap here.
awesome.
And I know I've got to find a new home for him, but I don't want to give him away. And I feel so bad because I don't want him to think it's because he did something wrong.
I know how you feel. I went through that with Lily.
Yeah, it's just my lease says I can only have two cats. And, Sammy's son I've had for 8 years. I can't give him up. And Petunia will still tend to bite people.
Right, and that's
So,
dangerous
well, no, it's just that
for
if she
her.
goes to a shelter, yeah, she'd be considered unadoptable.
Exactly,
That's
and they would
yeah,
euthanize her. So
yeah.
you
I
can't
I
do
know how
that.
to deal with her because I've been taking care of her for 8 years now. So, but yeah, so Ethan's the only one that I can really send off to another home, and I've run out of people to ask, and I really am reluctant to just give him to a stranger, not knowing anything about the person.
I know what you mean. You here's an idea. Here's an idea. Some nursing homes and stuff definitely adopt cats for residents to
Oh,
enjoy. And I also noticed that hardware stores like cats, at least around here. I haven't gone to a hardware store in the North Country that didn't have at least two cats. Like last time I bought nails, I had to do it over the body of a long haired goddess.
yeah. Well, of
So
course, if the store stocks things like bird feed, then they're going to need something for mouse control.
right, right. But like, they're wearing blingy collars and
Yep.
looking kind of fine, and customers come in to pet the cats.
Yeah, I had been looking if there was, some place that had a cafe, but I can't find any in my city.
Yeah, keep trying, but also
Because
consider uh like nursing homes,
yeah,
etc.,
I
etc.
hadn't
This,
thought
that,
of
and
the
the other
nursing
thing.
home, so look into that.
Right. Of
Because
course.
Ethan just, you know, he wants attention always. He just wants to sit on somebody's lap all the time.
Hmm.
So he is very cuddly, and he is like silky soft to pet. So he is like the ideal kind of cat that everybody says they want, apart from the fact that he's shredding my recliner.
Well, yeah. Well, that's what happens.
Yeah,
People who are like, "Oh my god, it's scratching my furniture." Well,
yeah,
what did you expect?
yeah.
No.
Well, that's another part of it of not wanting to give him to a stranger is, I want to make sure it's somebody who's not going to try to have him declawed because that's just
Mm,
barbaric.
that's illegal in New York. I don't know about your state.
Yeah, I know some states it is, but I don't think it's not illegal here statewide as far as I know.
Yeah. You might want to talk to your local shelters because some of them have foster parents who take them in.
Hmm.
And
Yeah,
if
well,
you
I
could
I
get
had
a
gotten him.
foster for Ethan, that means
Yeah,
they'll still have a lap to sit on, and they're
yeah,
really good about vetting their people. You know what I mean?
yeah. I had got him from the Humane Society shelter less than a year ago, and that was before I knew I'd have to be
Oh,
taking Petunia in.
oh.
So that's why I can't bear to send him back to the shelter. And he's very cuddly. I mean, I'm sure that in a new home he's going to be kind of scared, and it'll take a couple of months for him to get used to new people. But you know, once he does, he's very personable.
I feel the same way about Lils.
And he's actually quite a quiet cat. That he doesn't like mew a lot. Again, like the first month or two, he squawked a lot until he settled in. But since then, it's just, a cute little meh, meh. That's all he ever says. Mostly when I'm in the kitchen and he thinks he can get some of what I'm making.
Maybe there's a cat person on TikTok in your state that would take him.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not on TikTok. I keep asking people to, just ask their friends. So at least if it's like a friend of a friend, I feel more comfortable with that.
Right. I get that.
But yeah,
It is a hard thing to do. I totally understand.
yeah. But I
Just
know
went
that
through
sooner
it
or later
myself.
I have to because if my building manager finds out that I've got 3 cats, I will probably get an ultimatum. And at that point, if I can't find a home for him very quickly, I'll have to change, send him back to the shelter.
Right. Is there any chance that you could ask them flat out, can I keep him?
Well, I know the
I,
response the
that's
response I
better
get
than
from
fuck around and find out.
yeah, well, the response I would get from the building manager, is that she doesn't set the rules, so she can't really make exceptions like that.
Well, then who can we talk to?
Well, the building is owned by the city, so basically it's a whole bureaucracy that owns the building and makes the rules.
Oh, okay. Mm.
Yeah, but also I think it would be good for him to find a new home because, I just
Can't. I know.
well, with 3 cats, I feel that I'm not able to spend enough time with each of them every day.
Mm-hmm.
Just with me doing my other projects and that. Fortunately, Petunia's not as social as the others, so she has claimed the bedroom for her territory, and most of the time she's quite happy just to be in there alone.
Well, that's good. Still, though, I would definitely like make the rounds.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I hadn't thought of hardware stores or like you say, like a senior's home.
Mm-hmm. You could ask. Uh, Sometimes groups bring in animals for kids in children's hospitals to pet.
Hmm.
You might want to call them and say, "Hey, do you have visiting pets? Would those people like an extra cat? You know,
Yeah,
one that likes lots of attention."
yeah. There was a woman who would bring her dogs into the cancer center when I was taking Sloth Girl there.
See, also a hospice.
Yep.
All kinds of people. But there has to be a foster group near you. Maybe contact the nearest pet food store and see, because sometimes they display animals at fosters. And my local vet has it knows like every foster group here.
Hmm.
The reason why they wouldn't take Lily is because around here they're at capacity.
Yeah.
Someone bought some apartment buildings, kicked out all the tenants, and now their cats needed to be rescued. They're all at capacity.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, that's how that folded out. But, you know, and one woman was like, I could totally do it, but I was told no. And I was just like, oh man. Because I would rather have her, like, on somebody's lap watching bad TV.
Yeah, if I had my own house, I would just be fostering extra cats all the time.
Yeah.
You know, I've had a lot of experience dealing with strays and with what other people considered problem cats. You know, like I say, with Petunia, she was obviously abused wherever she was before.
Mhm.
You know, and that's like even now when we play, if she gets too riled up, she'll still occasionally bite me, but it's like she instantly realizes what she did, and then she starts licking the spot to apologize.
Aww.
You know, so I understand that probably in her old home, biting was like the only way she could communicate with people.
Mhm.
So I understand her, but you know, anyone else, if they go to pet her and
Might
she
freak
bites
out.
them, yeah,
Yeah.
that'll be the end of it.
Right.
But with me, she's really gotten to be a very cuddly girl. In the morning, she generally hops up on the bed and starts rubbing her face against the top of my head.
Aww. Oh, that's lovely.
Well, and that's the other thing. My three cats, none of them ever wake me when I'm actually sleeping.
Aww.
You know,
That's so
Sammy and
sweet.
Petunia wait until I start moving. Ethan just stays off the bed.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, you know, I don't have any problems with that about them waking me up in the morning, which is the annoying thing most people say that why they don't like cats.
Oh, really? I thought it
Yeah,
was because they're furniture worshippers.
well, that too. But yeah, like you say about furniture, well, the largest amount of my stuff I built myself.
Mhm.
So
Yeah,
aside,
'cause you're clever.
yeah, so aside from the materials for the stuff I built myself, the only thing I bought new was one desk chair. Everything else here I got from a thrift store or something like that.
Uh, same side of the road, thrift store,
Yep.
given to me, or just inherited.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Well, I got this new recliner because this one, instead of like a regular recliner, this one's
Mhm.
sort of like a love seat. It's like a time and a half as wide.
Oh.
So I got this one specifically because I figured it was big enough to have three cats on at the same time.
Oh.
I always leave the footrest up. I sit cross-legged, but I leave the footrest up, and that's just the porch for the cats to lay on.
That's sweet. That's really sweet. I'm a cat person.
Yep, yep. And here's Sammy. Yep. So Ethan is laying against my leg. So Sammy is going to come up here and just lay down on the armrest.
It sounds
My
like
pal Sammy-san.
you've had a rough time of it.
I've gone through a lot of rough spots in my life, but this is actually the most stable living situation I feel I've ever had, which is also why I don't really want to make waves. I
I
would like to stay
understand.
in this building for a long time.
I understand.
And that the building manager herself, she's great. She,
Mhm.
like I say, she has to go by the rules they lay down,
Mhm.
but she's really wonderful and doesn't cause any problems. So it's kind of like I want to write a letter, and tell them what a good job she's doing. But on the other hand, I'm afraid of them promoting her and I'll have to deal with someone else.
Right. Mm, I understand.
Yeah, because, well, especially with me transitioning, she was the one I was most nervous to come out to, because,
Oh.
well, even though, we have laws that they can't discriminate, but, with the building manager, that, yeah, she couldn't say that was the reason they were kicking me out, but she could find some other reason. I'm sure you could
Oh,
find some
yeah.
reason with anyone here of how they violated their lease.
Mm,
Generally, I think the leases are written like that so that they've always gotten out for anyone.
Oh yeah. I've met way too many building managers who interpret things the way they want to.
Yeah.
And the most important thing is feeling safe where you are.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a couple of neighbors I would rather not deal with, but that's all. It's a
Wasn't
big
that
building. There's 90 units in this building.
fun?
You
That's
know,
a
but
lot of fun.
well, at least nobody's been openly hostile to me. So, I
Well,
just
that's
there's a
good.
couple of them just when I pass them going in and out the front door that they grumble or give me sour looks. That's the worst of it.
I always wanted to tell people like that to mind their own beeswax.
Yeah.
Life is hard enough. Why be judgy?
Yep. I don't have time to worry about what other people are doing. I'm just trying to keep my own life running.
Exactly. And if you can do that, you're ahead of the game.
Yep. So, like I say, this is the most stable situation I felt I've been in. So, and the whole crew for this building has been great. That apart from buildings where I've done the maintenance myself, this is the best maintained building I've ever lived in.
Oh.
You know, when there's been a little problem with something, like a faucet dripping or something, that
Mhm.
I just drop a little drop a little note in the box by her office, and usually within 2 weeks somebody's in here to fix it.
That's not bad.
Yep.
Mm.
So yeah,
Well,
it's usually with low rent housing you get buildings that are quite run down, and this one's really very nice.
I just wish there was a way to have your cake and eat it too.
Yeah, well, I wish I could have a bigger space so I could have more cats, but that's all.
Yeah. Yeah, I get that. Because I would have kept Lil. If I could keep her, I would. But that said,
Yeah.
uh, been doing a lot of not watching TV, not really listening to music, not really listening to the radio anymore,
Uh,
not checking the news, not being terribly social either.
yeah, I have been tending to avoid the news a lot myself.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. And I haven't really watched TV in a long time. Mostly I just watch YouTube.
Oh, I found out they took off Crazy Ex-Girlfriend off of Netflix.
Never saw that.
Oh, I think you'd love it. It was genuinely funny.
Oh,
They there's a sound clip from it that I really like because it's kind of like a musical and a sitcom, and that's the one where they do the "You ruined everything, you stupid bitch. You ruined everything," and they use that sound clip a lot for like cat videos, and I
uh-huh.
fucking love that.
I've heard that clip. I didn't know where it had come from.
Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, and also they have a song called "Settle for Me" because this guy wants to date her even though she's in love with somebody else, and I just love that song. I think you'd really like it.
Yeah.
it's a real hoot. And it's everything that you shouldn't do, like in any kind of relationship. And if you find yourself fantasizing about that stuff, it's in those moments of like, I could be crazy, but no. But
Yeah.
in the story, she actually does these crazy things, and it is called Crazy Ex Girlfriend for a reason. But oh my goodness, it's so terrible, and yet it's wonderful, and it's genuinely funny. And I can't watch a lot of stuff
Yeah.
because I can't watch a lot of violence. I can't handle long fight scenes. I don't deal with like too many run-on jokes. When you're watching something and they can just keep beating the joke to death.
Yeah.
I hate that.
So that
Hate
girl
that.
said that I ruined all sitcoms for her
Why?
because I pointed out that most sitcom plots would never happen if people were actually honest and communicated with their friends.
Oh, of course.
And
But
she
people,
realized that yeah, that was like 80% of sitcom plots are because a friend is trying to lie to their friends.
right. But the thing is, it's like when you read a book and you're like, well, if you just opened your mouth and told everyone what was happening, you wouldn't be in this situation.
Yeah.
It's like it's a common thing in storytelling if people are honest. But also, truth of the matter is, people aren't honest.
Yeah.
They don't go to their friends and say, hey, when you do this, it really bugs me, or whatever.
I'm
So,
actually having trouble writing a character like that, because he's a
what do you mean?
character who is actually kind of justified, in keeping some secrets, but
Uh huh.
just that he's so shielded that he doesn't want the other characters to find out really anything about him. And that's just such an alien mindset to me. I'm having a lot of trouble writing that character.
Hmm. So
You
they
know,
have a justification for keeping their mouth shut.
yeah, it's kind of the whole history of his species thing.
Huh. I have a question for you. Is it really so bad that he's not sharing? Because in a modern mindset, a lot of people overshare,
Hmm.
and not saying something, there are cultures still on this planet where oversharing is bad. And what we would call oversharing, or they would call oversharing, we would call just socializing.
Well, I'm bad at both socializing and oversharing, so
Hmm. Uh, I can't think of a character that would be helpful.
yeah. Well, I'm just working at it. I know I've seen it in a lot of other shows and that. So
Okay.
it's a difficult mindset for me to get into when I'm writing.
Mm,
Mostly how the other characters would respond when he's not willing to reveal anything. So it's like obviously they're suspicious of him, but he has some skills that they need.
okay. It's off topic. It's not the same as your story. Obviously, I don't know your story. How about trying to put him in your brain um, as a type of butler, where a butler might have an opinion but can't give the opinion even when asked.
Okay, I hadn't thought of, and I don't know why I hadn't thought. There's a minor character in there who's a lawyer, so basically
Uh-huh.
his job is to keep his mouth shut about what anyone tells him.
Mhm. Same thing with a nurse or a doctor. You
Hmm.
can't violate HIPAA laws and things like that. So maybe this person, as much as they'd like to be helpful or share or whatever, it's not their position to be open and honest on certain topics.
Yeah,
So, and that in itself could be intriguing, especially if it's a species thing. Then people might assume that there's more to a story, and it might even make it very interesting if the other characters knew it and did their best to try to tease information out but can't,
yeah,
and try to interpret like an expression or a bit lip or something, you know?
yeah. Well, one of the other characters is of a species that had a conflict with them, but it's a thing that happened like 200 years ago.
Oh, that's like practically yesterday.
Yeah.
It
Well,
really is when you think
especially
about
in my
it.
universe because I'm trying to keep it realistic. So it's like nobody has faster than light travel. So it takes decades to centuries for them to go between star systems.
Okay. You okay?
Yeah.
Need some water? Need some water?
No, my allergies, I basically have a constant cough.
Okay. Fair enough.
And I am pretty sure that I'm allergic to some cats.
Probably.
Sammy's son bothers me more than Petunia does. I know that.
Aw, I am
But I
being
don't care.
I am being presented with a tiger butt right now.
Oh,
There's lots of tiger butt in this house.
yeah. So how are you guys
Yeah.
doing?
Healthy, interactive, big personalities.
That's good. Yeah, it makes me really happy when I see, one of my cats getting the zoomies.
Oh, I love the zoomies.
Yep.
Although sometimes they occur at bad intervals.
Hmm.
Like, could you like hold off on that for 5 minutes, and then you can do whatever you want? Just 5 minutes. Five.
Well, Sammy's son's pretty predictable that as long as nobody else gets in his way, he'll have his zoomies at 1 o'clock in the morning, which is fine because I never get to bed before 2. So he runs himself out just before I go to bed, and then he comes and curls up on the bed with me.
Mm. I as much as I appreciate musicians and musical people, um, Finley thinks of himself as an aspiring drummer
Ha!
at 3 o'clock in the morning. And as his cat mom, it is my job to crush his dreams because he has no rhythm. And I don't think any amount of practice is going to get him that rock and roll lifestyle that he wants. He just can't. He just can't. So I'm doing everything I can to crush his musical career.
Well, maybe you could just suggest to him to try a different instrument like bass guitar.
No, no, I think music is not in the future for Finley. Well, we have Mr. Shadow Kitty for that. We don't need another. And Finley, he's so awkward with those big paws.
Hmm.
You just can't control them. He'd be better off as like an international spy. He's really good at opening doors and cabinets that he shouldn't.
Hmm.
He's a bit of a thief. Voracious appetite. Voracious. So that
Ethan's a
happens.
bit of a thief.
And last night I had both cats sleeping with me, which that's a sign that winter is actually here.
Mr. Shadowsay says I have to keep the piano lid closed.
Oh, you have a musician yourself. Oh, I love that. Morgan used to do that. But I really like Shadow Kitty. Seriously, if you know anyone who wants Lily, let me know. I'm desperate to find her a home.
Yep. Or
Um.
Ethan. And if you know
Oh,
of anyone
yeah.
anywhere in Minnesota or Wisconsin, I can drive them there.
Oh yeah. I'm willing to go and grab her and drive her somewhere. So
Yeah, I have no qualms about driving him 350 miles to someone who's going to take good care of him.
I totally get it. Totally get it.
So,
Oh,
and I've already
piano's
worked
beautiful.
that out with Molly that, Molly comes in and checks on the cats anytime I'm not going to be home.
Who's Molly?
Molly was Sloth Girl's best friend, and she and I have really been bonding, since we lost Sloth Girl.
Does Molly have a cat?
Yeah, she already has 3 cats, and she has 2 kids.
Oh,
And I think Ethan would have a problem with especially her younger kid, but the kids in general, just because, they move so fast.
yeah.
But yeah, they
Hmm.
already have 3 cats in their house, so
Oh, it's just an idea.
yep. I'm also kind of thinking that, Ethan, like I say, likes to laugh all the time. So I think maybe he would do better someplace that he could be the only cat and get all the attention.
Yeah.
I think he might like that to be somewhere that he doesn't have any competition.
Well, it's weird. Like Finn is definitely an attention hog. Fiona is definitely a little bit more independent, but when she wants attention, give it now. Can't give it when she's not in the mood. She will evaporate right through my hands.
Yeah, Petunia's kind of like that. Like I say, she mostly just stays in the bedroom on her own, but
Hmm.
when she decides to, she comes out and she demands it.
Well, let's hope we find solutions.
Yeah, but Petunia was grieving as much as I was,
Of
and
course.
well, like for the first 2 months, every night at 11 o'clock, she was at the door asking me to take her back upstairs, and I couldn't explain to her why.
I understand.
So now she's settled in, but she still does that once in a while. She misses her mommy.
And so do you.
Yeah.
We all do.
Yeah, just Sloth Girl in particular, because it's like she's literally been there my entire life. So it's still kind of hard to process that she's not there. And sometimes it's like I find something, excuse me, I find something that's really cute and I want to go and show it to her. And then I remember that, no, no, nobody else to give that to. Mostly, I have a problem when I find something cute in the store that would make a good present for her. That can bring me to tears some days.
I totally get it. I really do. I really, really do.
Yeah.
But I hate to say it. It's been an hour.
Yeah, I see that. It's been over an hour now. Okay.
Um, Mr. Shadow Kitty, I hope you have a very happy birthday.
Meow 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 meow
Meow meow meow meow meow meow meow.
meow 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 meow.
Ah, I like that. So, all right, I'm about to shut everything down.
Yep.
Angie gave me admin so that I would be able to do this. As I said earlier, Angie's at a funeral.
Yep.
Nadine is on the wrong side of Canada at the moment, and Amber's at work. So I appreciate you coming on and joining me. I was planning on winging it the whole time,
Yeah.
which would probably be very boring for everybody.
Yeah.
And
I can't monologue.
I can, but not well.
Mm.
But
I think
let's.
being able to monologue is one of the signs you're secretly a supervillain.
Oh, really?
Yep. Only
Well, that would
supervillains can
explain
really
a lot
monologue.
of things in my life. That would be great. All right.
I can see you as being like an eco-terrorist supervillain.
Mhm. No, why not? Mhm. Yep. I could do that. Easy. Like a poison ivy type. Mhm. I
Yep.
could do that. Mhm.
Yeah, it's like you're trying to get rid of people, but there's actually a good reason for it.
Well, yeah, people are bad. People are bad. But
Yeah,
that's
well,
fine.
their population's completely gone out of control. They're just everywhere now.
Oh, uh, give it 4 years.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
have a good
Okay.
night, everyone.
Bye bye.
Bye.